Hello, my name is Hersh and welcome to the HERshyt Show. Well, a little bit about it. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you'll probably cuss at me, but that's alright. I just want to bring to you the realization of what's really going on in this world that a lot of people are afraid to speak on. Enjoy. Alright, so, man, businesses. Businesses. When you are starting your own, it's okay to start your business without having the EIN locked in and all that because it's a startup company, right? But if you are a startup company for the past 3 years or so, maybe, I don't know, around about 2-3 years, and you are still consistently trying to quote unquote hire people with no money for
when you
your
start
company.
bringing other people into it, that's a huge responsibility. Have your ducks in a row.
Have your ducks in a row, and don't try to offer false money.
Yeah,
promised money, because now you're going to use these people to
people
find
got
the
families,
money.
Not getting paid, and I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah. So prime example, you know about this situation, and I put the picture of the car and like some other stuff on Instagram and Facebook. But now you're going to hear the quick synopsis story because we don't have that long. Met a dude, claimed he had this emergency management organization called Emergency Disaster Tactical Response, EDTR, or Crisis Mitigation Task Force.
Just making it sound all long. Trying to make it sound like all...
It sounds fancy, right? So when I first...
That's too long for me.
So when I first met the dude, I rolled up because, I work for department. Emergency management. Okay, so I actually work for emergency management. You know that, right? Not gonna say when, where, who, what, da 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 da. So I walked up on him because he was driving this blacked out vehicle, looks like a government vehicle, and it's got crisis management on the side, right? I'm like, bet.
So crisis management.
Yeah, right? So I jump out of the car. He looks like he's in this lovely police uniform kind of set deal, with the khakis and the boots.
And you can buy that at any surplus store?
Period.
Okay.
511, you could buy, just create your own shirts and put on some khakis and
so
some
it's easy to, what we're saying is it's easy to impersonate like that.
Okay. Exactly. So I run up on him. I said, hey, bro, the fuck is crisis management? Never heard of you before. Right? Because of who I work for. So he was like, we're a government contract agency for the Department of Homeland Security.
Making it sound really good. Hyping it up.
Yep. So fast forward, start getting information, start calling him out on this bullshit, all this good stuff. But I was like, you know what? He finally admitted, I'm a startup company. I have no money. So I was like, bet. So me and my homegirl was like, hey, we will do the 180, because he wanted people to do 180 hours of non-paid time to make a decision if you're going to actually roll over into a contract.
So basically, it's getting you to do that much work for free.
Pretty much 180 hours of work for free.
Yeah, because he didn't have the money to pay.
Not now, dime. Period. Okay. Got 2 PPP loans, though. Yep, I'm putting you on blast. So, after all of that, he was like, I'm going to make you vice chief. And I was like, why? You know what I mean? But I do have I got degrees. I got the background. I work in emergency management. But it was still kind of hinky, right? So Google is my fuck. Start Googling. So if a business don't sound thoroughly legit or whatever, just start Googling people. You could Google their name. Just Google your first and last name and you'll be amazed at what pops up. You know what I mean? Found out he'd been in prison for impersonating a public servant in Texas. I was like, well, maybe, me being the person I am, I done been locked up before. So I'm like, let me not just judge. Maybe he found out the hard way and now he's doing it the legit way. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Then found out about the PPP loans. Then I found out that all of a sudden when I'm offered this position, he no longer has a stand-up building. Does not have any inventory or logistics, but there's a legit Facebook page. There is the Youth Explorer program that a young lady within his organization, that's her baby. So it's like he's using her to make himself look good, but really doesn't have a niche for his emergency management business. He couldn't hone it in. But then when I'm finding out you're lying to me and telling me that you're a government contract agency, and you can, if somebody tells you they're a government contractor, you can literally go to the SAM website and look up that business to see if they're a government contract agency or not. Because you have to have that done in, the SAM registration.
Well, the thing is, he didn't know you're aware of all that stuff. And most people are not aware of it. So they wouldn't know to look them up or
Google and all that. Yeah. So he had average people, that's never done, emergency, never done anything outside of not to knock.
We'll just take him at his word.
Yeah. Not to knock jobs, but you have people that have been a cashier most of their life. They've never done emergency management before or military or nothing like that. So he had a gift of gab. He's smooth with the gift of gab now. And if you didn't have any experience in it or to be able to call him out on that bullshit, you would have fell right along with it. Mm-hmm. But literally when we quit, I done emailed everybody, the National Labor Department. I mean, the National Labor Office or whatever. Mm-hmm. Unemployment. Like I was reaching out to everybody. The Labor Board. Come to find out, he is actually his business license is in Arizona, not Georgia. But it's not illegal to have different business licenses in different states as long as you're working within those states. Okay. He's not working in Arizona. He does all his business in Georgia. If you go on the Facebook or anything.
Was it at a motel or hotel or something?
Oh, it was an efficiency lodge. The address on the business license is which is fine. Because if you just moved to Georgia and that's where you was living, hey, make it do what it do. You might have should have updated that a couple times. It is what it is, right? But yeah, so the business license is legit, but it's still based in Arizona. The address is for Arizona, but Gary Delano Hudson, his name is the chief. He's the chief of this organization, but he don't live in Arizona. He lives in Georgia. If you look on the Facebook, so bottom line, just do your research. If it's too good to be true. And I told my sister, I was like, look, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be one or two things happen. Either I'm going to find out the truth, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or I can literally, because I help people all the time build businesses. Yes. I do that shit for free. Yep. All the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So if you are a legit business, but if you cannot prove and show payroll, and inventory. You're an emergency management company. Where is your inventory list? Where is your budget? Where is your taxes? You're a stand-up company. You want us to help you build this thing out for 2023. Where is your historical documents? And the motherfucker gonna say, oh, I was getting internships from KSU and they lost all my paperwork.
How convenient.
But you're the owner of the company. Again, it's not illegal to have an emergency management company, right? But you cannot be riding around with red and blue lights in a government type vehicle, dressed in a costume like you are a legit individual and telling people that you are a government contractor when you definitely are not. But when Cobb County won't do nothing unless he flashes a badge at somebody. So what I did was put it on blast. Because Cobb County was like, there's no victim. What you mean there's no victim? He's got 9 people. Well, not anymore. He's got 6 other people that are believing in what this dude has to say.
They're not getting paid.
Not getting paid at all.
That 180-hour thing, right?
No, they've been doing this for the 2 years that he stood up in Georgia. They're volunteering because he keeps coming up with reasons why it hasn't.
Gift the gab.
Yeah, he's got a gift the gab. So pay attention. And if you're starting a business, have your ducks in a row, period. Even if you're legit, right?
Especially when you got other people, payroll. Come on.
Other people believing in you. These people are holding down two jobs on the side and volunteering for you because they believe in your passion. If you are legit starting a business, you need to have your budget plan locked in, your presentation. And then when you Google EDTR, the business plan pops up on Course Hero, where you could actually go look at people's college papers. You could sell your college papers so it was his business management class. He actually wrote a paper on it while he was in college, which is cool because you're in business management. But then you turn around and sold the paper.
It shows that.
Yes, Jesus. But when you start your business, like for real, you don't have to have an EIN, right? They'll use your social security number. So got it. That is not illegal. But you have to have the proper etiquette when it comes down to doing business. You can't be running around lying that you say you got stuff popping when it's not really popping.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you've already served time for impersonating a public servant. And then, your excuse, what the police just did.
That was in what state?
I was in Texas.
So here they won't do anything for impersonating a cop.
They said that he's not. He's not technically unless he flashes a badge or pulls somebody over in his vehicle.
Okay.
So, but then he slipped up and told me about I was a silent partner in Texas for this company that me and my buddy had, and the cops didn't like us because we was making too much money, right? He had this security company of sorts or whatever, right? Well, come to find out, that business partner that he was silent for is actually in prison right now for impersonating a U.S. Marshal. So they just bounce from state to state doing the same shit, I guess. I don't know. But legal, he's not really doing anything illegal, but just riding around in a car in a costume. According to what Cobb County told me. I mean, but I don't have proof of anything else, if he has done something else. So I inquired about it. I was told about it. I quit, obviously. But then he sent me an email and was like, we're going to take back the offer that we offered you. Bitch, you ain't got no goddamn money to take back no offer. And how you going to try to take back an offer after I quit? Like, bruh. And I do. I keep everything. I got screenshots. I got it all. And I have emailed damn near every organization I can think of. Even the Arizona AG office, the commission's office in Arizona, and sent them proof of everything. So we'll see. I mean, it is what it is. But when you're starting a business, you have to be upfront. Be legit upfront. Pay for your license. Even if you don't have your license, you can go off your social security number. Mm-hmm. But have your paperwork in a row and be legit. If you're not a government contract, don't say that you are a government contract. And if you are going to be a professional plumber or electrician or something like that, and you have your own business, follow through with the fuck you said you was going to do, man. You had that situation happen where it was very unprofessional.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Did they ever finish doing what they were supposed to do?
Yes. Had to cuss them out. Get mean. And then it was like, oh, a light bulb went off. Okay, let me do what I said.
And that was plumbing and electrician.
Oh, don't even get me started. Yeah.
That is ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I've been through some stuff. I don't know if it's because I'm a woman. I don't know. But it's been unreal. And I've got to the point now, I'm like, I ain't nobody. I can do it myself.
But it's proper etiquette, like work ethic. It's all about your work ethics. Boss man, you got businesses. What would be your expectations if somebody was, I don't know, offer you a position? What are you looking for? Because you almost got caught up, didn't you?
I did get caught up. I had to change my whole driver's license. I had to put a credit line. They got so much of my information because everything seems so real up to a certain point.
Yeah.
I got the offer letter. They said they're going to send me a new computer, new printer to be a graphic designer. They used the real company's profile. So I could search the company, went to their website, it looked real. So when it comes time to get the hiring, okay, here go a picture of my driver's license. Did I do my social? Here my social.
And I-94.
Because they're saying the paperwork is starting.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing that in all their communication, there's no phone number. There's a phone number, it's a Skype number, but there's no email address. So the name that they gave me, I go to this guy because I'm on LinkedIn. I got a huge network. I go look up that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't find him on LinkedIn. Like, he's not really at that position with that company. He's nowhere. He's a ghost. So then I started going to the FBI and to other places and reporting them.
Yeah.
And I tell them that, like, look, I just reported you to the FBI. Please delete my information.
Yeah.
Locking my credit account. And that's when it just started spiraling down. They started not talking to me. They just disappeared.
Wow.
Just gone. But this is a company that's out there they on Indeed.com. So I tell people now, be careful on Indeed. those job
Imagine
boards.
how many people like.
Oh, it's not just them. It's a lot of fake companies on these these recruiting
Career
websites.
Builder is another one.
Yeah, they
so Indeed. I've been on there several times.
It's a lot of companies not real on there.
Anything that said that they're a remote position, you better do your research. You better do your research.
They basically stole my identity.
Yeah.
And then they make you do these video interviews. When I found out with the video interviews, now they got your face, your voice, so they can do facial recognition. They can even make a video with you talking and put you. So once they get your face,
that's that deep.
They map your face.
Yeah.
They can make you talk and say whatever they want.
I mean, it don't surprise me because the internet's so advanced. But damn.
Yeah. So they'll give you key questions to answer because they're really trying to map your voice. They're mapping how your mouth moves, how your face moves, and once I did it the first time, and the system kept being slow, I'm like, wait, it shouldn't take that long. Like they're trying to, so I exited out real fast.
Yeah,
like something processing right now.
And you have an IT background. Imagine the people that don't have an IT background.
So that's why I was able to catch it first. I was able to freeze my credit, get a new driver's license, I got everything new. Everything except my Social Security card. I just monitor my credit now. I pay every month to monitor my credit. Make sure no new loans pop up or something. But yeah, I got.
You definitely got to put a flag up on your through the credit bureaus.
Yeah,
you definitely got to.
It's crazy how they can do that. You know, and anybody can do it. It's real.
This dude was in front of me talking. It wasn't even no computer. Well, I don't know. He might be a fucked up computer, but this dude was literally like in front of me, like with this guy. Yeah, we was in Iraq. Come to find, he was like, "Oh, I'm retired Marine." You know, and I'm like, how was you in Ramadi with me at that time, but your ass was sitting in Bartlett Prison or McFellow String Prison or whatever out in Texas?
Oh, yeah.
And I called him out on it. But then it was, oh, yeah, you know, in all reality, I got kicked out of the Marine Corps. Was you ever actually in, bro? Like,
did you even make it through basic at that point?
I have so many questions at this point.
So if they got your identity or whatever, so they got that, what?
They would try to get loans in your name.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
because they can use that.
You go buy a car in my name. You can make another driver's license. Like it's so much.
Exactly. A passport photo.
You got a picture. You got my voice. You got my Social Security number. You know, you can redo a whole passport. And travel around as Mario Robertson. There's nothing I can do about it. I would have to fight to prove. You can go. I've seen people go and get somebody else's income tax, file it, and everything. Then when they go file, the IRS says you've already filed this year, and that's the hardest thing to fight.
It happens with FEMA applications.
Really?
Yeah. Like people will go, well, I tried to apply. You know, you can go online or whatever because people are using the little notepad, the little iPads or whatever, and they'll put on a vest, and they going from door to door. Oh, I'm going to do your application because you can do your application online for FEMA.
Other people are getting the money right.
They're using their bank account information when it gets to that question about the bank account information. So they fill it out face to face with you, but they're putting their bank account information to get the funding. Wow. But you can only have one application in the system at a time.
There's nothing they can do about that at that point.
You can, but you have to. I mean, once you report it, you have to call FEMA, you know, and let them know, like, I didn't fill out that application. That ain't me. You know, they'll verify certain things or whatever, but they can lock that one down and create a new one. But you can only have one. But it takes so much time. It's like
the effort behind it.
Now you got to send in your real driver's license or go to a location of FEMA. Like you're putting other people in such dire
so
like
many,
you.
So many scammers out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of scammers.
Especially for people like 60 and up. Like I had to talk to my dad all the time.
Yeah, and they believe it. That's a real thing.
My dad got magazines coming to his house every day, and like he said, son, I don't remember subscribing to these magazines.
He know he subscribed to them things back in 1982.
You'll see like $100 a month coming out of his account. I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? Well, they say these magazines. I don't remember. I'm like, you had to click something.
Yeah.
And what he tell me, like, he'll get these emails that say something's free. Click this. I'm like, Dad, there's nothing.
That's
free.
the worst thing.
Put in his card information.
I'm like, there's nothing free.
And never cancel the trial period or whatever. Yeah.
There's nothing free on this earth. So they gonna want something. But they target people like that who really don't know technology.
That's exactly true. I've seen that firsthand.
So
even the people that got a gift of gab, it's not even just about technology. Look what Fuckboy did. You know what I mean? Oh, we're gonna do a 1090. What really started queuing in on it was he had a Gmail account for a business account. Like the HERshyt Show at Gmail is literally a Gmail thing because we don't have no personal information coming. But if you are a government contract agency, you're not going to be using Gmail, my guy. You know what I mean? You're going to have a legit website built. And then when I was like, you know what? I'm just curious at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and accept the offer verbally so I can get in and see what's really going on. You know, and I started talking to people.
Because you was like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, let me at least go figure out.
He had none of my personal he had my resume. That was it. He had my resume. Man, you can get that offline. My resume is online.
But like you say, the sad part about it, these people are still out there, still
believing in him.
And anyways, like I had people to this day, they'll like reach out to me to ask they want to work for A. Robinsons. And I have to tell them, like, look, man, this is just me and my family.
But he was trying to do the I-9 form and then turn it into 1099s.
After you filled out the I-9?
Yeah.
Without telling
you? He was like, you're. So when he sent the offer letter, it was, oh my God, this offer letter was horrible. But he tried to say, well, our HR guy lives in Florida. He works remotely. So what I did was I sent him an example of a real government contract offer letter, right? From a company that I actually hired on when we was in the military. Like they worked with us, right? So when they sent me an offer letter or whatever, I sent it to him as an example. I took out my personal information, all that, sent it to him as an example format. And I was like, this is what the format may need to look like. I wanted to see if he was going to copy and paste it. Damn sure did. And then plugged in like my name or whatever. And he sends you the amount at the top. So he was like, I'm gonna offer you between 83 and 85,000 a year as vice chief. But then at the bottom of it, it was like you got to do 180-hour internship or probationary non-paid time, and then we'll discuss the contract after the 180 hours. I was like, so you got all these people. So technically, if people are signing these documents, there's nothing you can really fight on. They're not paying. They're only seeing that top number. They're not seeing that bottom part. And it's an at-will company. He put that in there. It's an at-will company, so we can fire you whenever we want to. You know what I mean? So after your 180 hours are up, you've done this free labor.
So he's giving all this free labor and then going person to person, just keep on.
And then finding a reason not to, we can't roll you over to a contract. But yet you're telling me face to face, I'm paying out of pocket for people's stuff. I just need help to try to find some grants and this and that and the third and woo, woo, woo. You know what I mean? So pretty much he's a shady motherfucker. Just period, point blank. Cobb County won't do nothing unless he flashes a badge or turns on the red and blue. Because he does have red and blue lights, Cobb County, in his vehicle. And he's got a little computer set up. It looks like a police car. It really does. But it says crisis management on the side. I believe in the passion. I believe in the what he was trying to do. But he's fake. He's fake as fuck. Don't fall for it.
I noticed.
And that's any company. If you're going for a remote situation, do your research. Don't just, if it sounds too good to be true.
And you should never have to pay anybody too. I see a lot of those that say send us this, send us, like, you should never have to pay for employment for anybody.
No.
Like, you shouldn't have to send one dime.
He told Mae Young he was gonna send her a pink used laptop.
Pink?
For an HR position now. So
why pink?
Because it's all he could get. It was going to be a buy here, pay here situation.
That's a flag.
Oh, I know.
I was like, bruh, I understand, if you're a stand-up company, you're not going to have a lot of money to start off with. But if you've been in business for the past 2 years or 3 years, whatever, 2021, January 2021, I think is the date. Where has your funding went for your company? So, you know what I mean? So it was just a lot. And then we found out that the phone that he's using as a business phone is actually the chick that runs the Explore Youth Program's business plan. So I told her, I said, you need to separate and make your own nonprofit because she's doing good things. She's assisting kids with like prepping to become a firefighter, to become a police officer, like with the physical agility test stuff. You know what I mean? Like she has her passion. She would be a damn good nonprofit organization, but she's going to have to wean herself away from that fake ass organization because he's doing nothing but bringing her downhill. Period. I'm going to say what it is from what I saw from the outside looking in, and then being on the inside for 2 weeks.
So many people that do that though. Mm-hmm. They don't do the research to figure out how to properly start a business, and just start, and they just start bringing people on, and people believe them.
You have to pay people though.
Yeah, you really do got to pay people. That's a part of the process.
You can't have people doing 180 hours of free labor and then being like, you know what, you ain't gonna work out, bro. You gotta go.
You can't fire you at any time.
Interns, you can't do interns like that. I used to get interns. Like I still know it's a process where if you got a business, you can get an intern from a college. But it's certain things you have to do in order to qualify for that.
Yeah.
And you're really not supposed to work them for more than 10 hours a week. You're not gonna pay them.
That way he was slick with it. They don't have to work but 6 hours a day. 5 days. It wasn't even a full 40 hours, but you want them on salary so you could pay them on the 3rd through a 1099. And I was like, hey, so where is your pay stubs from what you previously done? So, because I'm putting together a spreadsheet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To try to help you out. Because you said you don't have any money for this physical year. Right?
You got something.
Oh, I give them direct deposit. What, Cash App? Like, what the fuck is you doing, bro?
You still got.
But I talked to the girl, and she admitted to me that she's never been paid through him at all. So I sent a blast email when I quit that day. I sent a blast email with screenshots of everything and was like, hey, y'all might want to run away from it too, but I can't tell y'all what to do.
It's really about just, like, you did the right thing, though. It's really doing your research.
Yeah. You got to do your research.
Business, do your research. And
yeah, these people with the get the gab.
Yeah, dig deep. Try to see some previous work. You know, try to see, like with the plumbing and stuff, try to figure out who is this person and like, do you really know what you know, or really, sometimes you might just have to fire somebody because they may pass all that. They may show that they can do all that stuff. And if they get on the job site and you're not feeling it, just, hey, look, I'm not gonna need you no more today.
Yeah, no, you good. I can't. You good.
I'm gonna go another route. I'm gonna go another direction.
Thank you for coming though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But that's hard for me to do because I'm so I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of people like that where I've had to take a deep breath.
Like this just ain't gonna work out. Yeah.
I don't want to do this with you no
more. It's sad. It's really sad.
So
but
this woman's been there for over 2 years.
Yeah. And she is extremely passionate about it.
She just needs to do her own thing.
Yeah, she does.
That's the thing is she's already doing her own thing.
I know, that's what I'm saying. She just needs to disconnect.
And she had purchased like items like cones and put stuff for the youth.
She needs to just need to
and
cut that cord.
Come to find out, it was stored over at one of the other guys' house in his garage. Supposedly, like she would go over there and do inventory of stuff that she had purchased, and she would come back and like some of the stuff was missing. So apparently, the guy's house that it was at, the daughter and her friends was just rummaging through the stuff for her youth organization. Like it was a free for all. And I'm like, nah, that's not how this shit works. That's not how you do people, man.
Get all my stuff, we're gonna separate businesses.
You got to.
I've had to do my own business partner like that. When I had a business with him back, because he couldn't manage money.
Yeah.
And the bank account would always go negative, and I would look at the receipt. One time it went negative from him checking the balance at the ATM. If you're at an ATM, it's gonna be $2,
they charge you
$2.50, $3.
Oh.
He did it so much that the account went negative. I'm like, bro, what? You got a job. Like, why are you using a business account to go to the gas station? Then you got to check the account before you even get gas. Like, you're killing me. And I just end up closing that business. And we still work together, but we got separate businesses.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't he's a bad person. He just don't know how to manage money.
He don't know how to manage. And I think that's the deal with this guy, too. He don't know how to manage money. He don't know how to put the proper paperwork together. He needs the right smart people.
I tell my dad that. I tell anybody that can, if you got a wife or partner, somebody, like, admit your weakness and get some help.
Yeah. Don't try to fluff it up and make it seem like it's more.
Get somebody to help you.
Yeah. A legit individual.
Right.
Yeah.
A legit individual. Because he had a website and everything. But it said government contract, federal contract agency. Like, it was this whole thing. So he had the wrong or the right people in his ear the past 2 years. I don't know the whole background of the story.
He may be able to rebound. He just needs to stop trying to do everything. Put some people in place and let them build his company.
And be upfront about it at first. Like, but
right.
Listen, I'm broke. I can't pay you to help me start this company.
I don't have a company yet. I need some people to help me start my company.
Yeah,
really, like, I already have a company. I'm already. No, you don't got a company.
You're gonna offer me between 82 and 83,000 or 85,000. He offered he offered somebody 6 figures.
Really? See, that's what I'd be like. I need to go my direct
in writing.
When is that? At what day do that start? When can I expect the first check? But it's no.
But you got to do your 180 hours of free labor.
No, don't do that. I don't. Where they do that at? Where they do that at?
But see, my thing was like me and Mae Young was on a level of, you know, we've started businesses before, so we were like, okay, well, we might be able to. We're not signing anything, but we'll give you the examples of what you need to, you know, do and this and that and the third, or we'll start the paperwork, but that's gonna be your signature. You know what I'm saying? Like this is your company, not our company. So we were like, we'll assist you. You know what I mean? But we can't find the money to pay ourselves. That is a conflict of interest as fuck. You can't offer me $85,000 and then I have to go find the $85,000 to make sure it covers my paycheck. How did that shit become legal? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm not going to jail for nobody. So it was just a whole lot because of his habitual lying. And we was like, hey man, you know, it came to our attention, and we sent out a message in the he was using some little app, and we put in there was like, some things have came to our attention. We will no longer be at this organization. It wasn't nothing unprofessional, you know. And he gonna text me and say, well, what now? Fuck you mean, what now? So I was like, okay, what now? Attach, screenshot, and I even put everything on there. Yeah. But this is what now?
He's trying to make sure you wasn't trying to get him locked up.
He should be. But Cobb County said that they wouldn't touch him just yet. Cobb County would, but it is what it is. Like, I mean, maybe he just needs some help. If y'all want to go help and work for free, go handle your business. It's EDTR or CMTF of Kennesaw. I think he finally deleted the websites and shit though. I try. I don't know. It's not my business. I don't work there. You know, trying to help some people out, but don't get shafted. Research organizations before you send your personal information. Research. Go on Better Business. Go on GuideStar. Oh, that was another thing. He was like, we came from a nonprofit to a profit side.
Dude, you're not making a profit.
You never had a nonprofit neither. Come to find out. But it was all lies. It was all smoke and mirrors or whatever. But it is what it is. I believe in the passion. But your business, what's your business model for your business?
Which one?
Like your expectations. You don't want to screw people. You're not here to screw people over.
No.
You're here to assist people with your products and goods, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have an inventory of your products and goods, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mario, for your 11 damn businesses you got, you have an inventory for each organization. Even minute. You know, if you have you got a laptop. You got a phone.
You got your paint line.
You got, you know what I mean? You might not have a full amount of your clothing. How many sizes, how many.
Inventory of our clothes. Things we have in-house. We got an inventory of how many mediums, how many smalls, what colors we have. I got an app on my phone that we use for that, and then you can export it to Excel. You gotta have all this.
Yeah, I mean, I know exactly how much I pay for it, how much profit.
You have an in and out.
Mm-hmm.
An in and out. Do that, business owners. If you're going to start a business, you can start a business with nothing, with no pocket. You're paying out of pocket for stuff, but you don't lose track. Be smart. Don't try to side hustle nobody, because I promise you, IRS is gonna come for you, because I'm snitching if I find out. But if we have anything else, I am, and I snitched on your ass too, Mr. Hudson. We have anything else?
She's snitching. 10-4.
This snitch ain't gonna get no stitch, because I promise you, you roll up over here, it's over.
She's gonna snitch on me.
No, look, I don't wish no bad on nobody, but just do right by people, period, point blank. That's it, that's all. Till next time. The HERshyt Show.
Be sure to log on to youtube.com and subscribe to the HERshyt Show at TheReShytShow.